So you can listen to this practice wherever you are today. You can be sitting down or laying down or stretching and doing things if that's what you got to do. And hopefully wherever you're at when you listen, this will still be helpful to you in some way. So if you'd like to listen to this in a still position, then feel free to take all the time you need to arrive there. And just let yourself fidget, adjust yourself, move in whatever ways you need to for as long as you need to. As you just tune into how your body's feeling right now and what little movements might feel good in your body, in your bones or muscles or joints. Maybe some neck rolls, some side body bends or torso twists, some cat-cow motions with the spine could feel nice. Or even stretching out the face, maybe opening and closing the eyes really big, or the mouth, the hands. And at any point, if what feels best to your body is just resting in stillness, then just honoring that stillness whenever it feels right. And there is zero rush whatsoever. You can continue to move throughout this practice whenever you feel the need to. But if you're feeling ready to come to a still position to listen to this practice, then you may do so, just feeling that the spine is nice and straight. And if you're in a place where you feel safe and would like to, you can allow the eyes to gently close if they aren't already. And just mark your arrival into your body today, into your practice, with a full and intentional cleansing breath. A long, slow inhale in through the nose, filling up fully as you just hold all that air within you for a moment to really experience that sense of fullness. And then without straining as you need to, slowly letting all of that out of you. Exhaling bit by bit. And gently pulling the navel toward the spine to just push that last bit of stagnant air out of you as you again pause for a moment to just experience that sense of emptiness and allow your next breath to come to you as it's needed. And so you can breathe just like that for as many rounds as it feels good. Just exaggerating the 4 parts of your breath. The inhale, the pause at the top of the inhale, followed by the exhale and the pause at the bottom of the exhale. Or if there's any other style of intentional breathing that feels good to you right now, feeling free to do any of that right now. You can maybe even envision some helpful energy, or maybe even a light coming into your body as you inhale. And then that light diffusing, spreading throughout your body as you exhale. There is no rush whatsoever. You can continue to breathe in whatever ways you'd like to breathe for as long as you'd like to. But at any point, if you're feeling ready to just release that guidance over your breath, then you may do so. And just allow yourself to come into that role of the witness or of the observer. Maybe almost feeling like you're stepping back and up in your mind, in your awareness, into that point of view where You can simply watch your body as it breathes you, without having any direct influence over the rhythm or depth of your breath. Just reminding yourself that the breath can be either voluntary or automatic. So just playing with that control or guidance, and then that release of control or guidance as we begin today. Remembering how your body is just like any other force of nature. You can simply witness your body and all of its functions, just like you would if you were looking out the window at a storm, maybe, or watching the ocean and the waves rolling up on the shore, or staring at a mountain or at animals. Not feeling the need to change what you are witnessing or observing, but simply watching. Knowing that you are capable of simply watching yourself. Even if there are some opinions popping up, maybe some suggestions or expectations, or any judgments you might have about what you are feeling or what you are finding within you today. The second that you notice that there is a judgment or there is a thought, an opinion popping up, that automatically puts you back in that role of the observer. So even witnessing all of these thoughts in your mind, just as you would maybe leaves just flowing down in a river. Not jumping on a leaf and riding with it, but just simply watching as they come and go. Another analogy could be watching cars go by on a highway. Treating your thoughts like these cars. Maybe noticing the color and shape of each car, but again, not jumping on one and riding with it or identifying yourself as that car, but being the one who is watching. And also just knowing that some days this can feel very simple and straightforward. And other days this can feel nearly impossible. So it is perfectly okay wherever you are in your practice today. And just allowing yourself to be right where you are. Even if right where you are is someplace you'd rather not be. And resting in the comfort that everything changes. The one truth that we can all rely on is that change will always happen. Even when it feels like we're stuck and like we're always going to feel stuck and never going to feel good again, the one thing we can count on is that it will change. The way we feel will change. So just fully letting yourself absorb whatever it is that you're feeling right now, whether that is fantastic or awful or anywhere between. Remembering just how special your own perspective truly is. There is not one other person, not one other being out there who is feeling exactly what it is you are feeling right now. Who is perceiving the world the way you are perceiving it. Who is thinking your thoughts, seeing what you see, smelling what you smell, hearing what you hear. Just letting yourself fully rest in the uniqueness and the specialness of your own perspective. noticing what it is that you can hear, all the different layers of sounds that are around you and inside of you. Noticing what it is that you see, even with the eyes closed, and if it's influenced at all by what you're hearing. Noticing the aromas in the air, the texture of your clothes touching your skin, the taste of your own mouth. Reminding yourself how these senses will always be in this moment. And they can be a very helpful anchor for you to bring you back to the present. Because what you are hearing, sounds, will only ever exist in this exact moment. And just taking a look, having a listen to your own inner television, maybe. And just experiencing whatever it is that you are experiencing. And observing the muscles within your body as well, and any sensations you feel in the face, in the neck and shoulders, the arms and hands, in the chest and stomach, the hips and glutes, in the pelvic floor, in the legs and the feet. Maybe seeing a depiction of what your body looks like in the space you are in right now. Just seeing that barrier where your skin touches the air around you, where your body touches the surface beneath you that is supporting you. Just paying attention to that boundary between your inner world and the world around you, outside of you. Just allowing your jaw to be heavy, allowing your tongue to release from the roof of the mouth, the lips, the chin, and the nostrils to soften. And just allowing that sense of release and softness in the mouth to naturally just keep spreading outward and upward, up to the eyes and forehead and ears, up across the hairline and the scalp, and naturally cascading down the head, the neck and shoulders, just over the rest of your body, almost like warm water trickling over you, and just allowing your body to soften beneath that comfort of this softness and release, maybe a sense of warmth. And just simply allowing yourself to be held by the surface that's beneath you. Allowing yourself to be fully supported. Allowing yourself to be big and heavy. Just trusting the support of gravity and the earth. And that gravity is holding you close to the earth. And you are safe right where you are in this body, in this world. And just allowing yourself to feel this deep, true sense of safety that exists within all of us at our core. We are safe. And as you remind yourself of this deep and true sense of safety, there might be a lot of layers stacked on top of that. Maybe some reminders or some circumstances you're currently in or have been in that don't support that safety, that maybe make you feel unsafe. And not ignoring those things if they're there and come up. Not pushing them back down and ignoring the things that are trying to be seen by you, be acknowledged by you. But just simply allowing those seeds to be planted so that at some point they'll be able to sprout into action in your life. And just being so kind and patient with yourself. Remembering how there is always a period of time between when we notice a change needs to happen and when we actually make that change. So if you're in the middle of a transition or a change in your life, just having so much patience for yourself as you go through this process. Doing your best to enjoy the process, to be aware and awake and to learn whatever it is, wherever there is to learn in your given circumstances. And to fully absorb the life lessons that present themselves to you. And as you allow yourself to just feel this heaviness, this sense of safety, you can now just start to awaken a sense of lightness and just simply allow the crown of your head to just be drawn away from your seat, almost magnetically drawn upwards. Allowing your collarbones to be broad and wide, the tips of your shoulders to reach away from each other as you just let your chest be wide, giving your heart lots of space to breathe, to sit in this proud position as you feel maybe the air able to enter into your lungs with a bit more ease. A slight tuck of your chin down toward the chest, just to really feel the full length of the back of your neck. And just really clearing that path between your heart and your head. And seeing if even just for a split second, if you can feel this sense of heaviness and lightness at the same time, without thinking about it. But just knowing that you are capable of feeling these opposing sensations. You're capable of holding contrasting ideas and thoughts and feelings within you. Each of us has our own worlds, our own little universes just within our own bodies and our minds and our hearts. And if you imagine the world from space and seeing our globe, our Earth, it is such a beautiful thing. And when you're looking at the Earth, you are looking at something that is beautiful and contains within it a lot of pain, a lot of suffering and hurt, as well as a lot of beauty and love and joy and all the good things. And the pain that and suffering that is on the earth does not negate all the love and joy that is on the earth. But these contrasting things can exist within the same beautiful planet. And you are the same way in your own little world. All the hurt and pain that you have experienced, you have gone through and are going through and will go through, does not negate your ability to feel love, joy, beauty, happiness, and all the good things. That you are capable of holding these opposing feelings within the world, the beautiful world that is you. You do not have to pick a side or pick a team. You can exist in this middle space where you can see all sides, maybe, or you're capable of looking at, feeling opposing things. And this doesn't mean that there has to be a battle about it. But we can simply acknowledge reality. And reality is that there is pain and there is also love. There is a lot of ugly and there is a lot of beauty. And these things, it doesn't have to be one or the other. And so just allowing your attention to come just back to your skin, this barrier that is between your inner world and the world around you. This largest organ in our body. And if you could zoom in so close to any part of your skin, you would see the pores that exist here. And as you feel your body breathing you, maybe even feeling a sense of each individual pore gently opening and closing with each breath, this full-bodied breath. And just trusting the natural intelligence of your own body and your anatomy. Trusting this natural filter that is your skin, that is your nostrils. And that you will only take in that which feels good and helpful to you. And trusting that you will naturally filter through the rest, leaving behind whatever could cause you harm. Trusting your own instincts of what you feel drawn to, what you feel drawn to study, what you feel drawn to notice, who you feel drawn to connect with. And as you feel all the different components that exist within you that are keeping you alive right now, your heartbeat, your breath, your organs, your digestion, maybe even the blood running through your veins. Just reminding yourself that there is not one other person out there who can feel you and know and understand you better than you have the ability to. You are the one spending every single moment of your entire life with you. And so if you ever come across anyone in life who tries to convince you that they know you better than you, or that they know what's best for you more than what you know, and if that disagrees with your own instincts, just feeling a sense of power and knowledge and truth within yourself, that you have the confidence to walk away from people like that or any situation like that. Trusting your own instincts and your gut. And if something feels a bit off, exploring deeper. Never giving your power away to anyone else. Never letting anyone convince you that they know what's better for you than what you know, or they even know you better than you, especially if their view doesn't align with how you view yourself. And throughout our lives, we can learn so much from the world around us, from different people and teachers, relationships. And those are all beautiful things. At the end of the day, there is nobody out there that can teach you more about yourself, your own wants and desires, your needs, and your sense of purpose than what alone time with you can teach you. There are questions that we have that only we have the answer to. Maybe the answer can be sparked by others or from reading or talking to people. But at the end of the day, at the end of life, it is us. And this relationship that we have with ourselves will ebb and flow just like every other relationship will. There will be times where we feel really connected to ourselves and we feel just great and whole and bright. And there will be other times where we feel pretty disconnected from ourselves, maybe a bit confused or lost with where we're at in life. And these feelings don't necessarily reflect anything about you or who you are as a person. It just means that you are human and you're moving through these cycles that we'll all move through. And the most helpful analogy for this truth, to remind yourself of this, is the moon. And how in ancient astrology, the moon is the representation of our body, our physical body, our bones, muscles, skin, everything in between. And how our body is simply matter, just like the moon. It does not have a light of its own, but it reflects the light of the sun. Our body, when our life is over, our body stays here. It is matter. It reflects the light. It is animated by the light of our soul, our inner spark, whatever word you have for that. And just like the moon, sometimes it is full. It is reflecting all of the light from the sun. It is perfectly round, bright, shining light down to others in the darkness. And then there are other times when we have a new moon. And the moon is physically still there. You can barely see it. It is just not reflecting any light. It is in the shadows. maybe in a state of hibernating or recharging. And then there's all the phases between the new moon and the full moon. And we are not meant to stop at one phase and be there all the time. You're not meant to constantly feel like a full moon. But we are just simply meant to move through the phases just like everything else in nature does. Just like the seasons. Just like the life cycle of plants. There's times of growth and thriving and health and abundance. And there's also times of decay, of shedding, of recharging. And so just letting go, allowing yourself to let go of that extra layer of suffering that we all tend to put on ourselves, of expectations, of feeling like we should be somewhere different than where we are right now, or we should be feeling differently than the way we're feeling right now. And just reminding yourself that whatever it is you are feeling right now is exactly what you should be feeling. And the proof of that is the fact that you are feeling it. Whether that is something you label as good or positive or bad and negative, you are meant to be feeling what it is that you're feeling. And the only way through this feeling or onto another feeling is by feeling. The only way out is through. And so just letting go of that extra layer of the should feelings, of when we're feeling really bad and like we want just some alone time maybe, and we're telling ourselves that, well, we should be feeling good, we should be grateful, I should want to see people, I should want to hang out with people. And just letting go of all of those shoulds, letting those thoughts be a cue for you to inspect a little deeper. And maybe whatever you are feeling is exactly what you should be feeling. And maybe the quicker that you allow yourself to feel it fully, the quicker you will move on to another feeling. And so using that as a comfort to you if you're feeling not so great, knowing that it will change, and also using it as permission for you to fully soak in all the good things in your life and all the good things you're feeling, knowing that it will also change. And so making the most of your time when you are feeling great, whole, connected, and bright. And so just letting some awareness now just come back to the physical. Come back to your surroundings. Start to listen again to whatever sounds are around you. Start to feel the surface that's beneath you, the texture of your clothes touching your skin, or the temperature of the air. Anything at all that you see, anything you smell or taste. And just once again reminding yourself of the magic and the power that exists in your own perception, the value that exists in your perception. There is not one person out there exactly like you, and you have value to add to this world. So you can bring some attention back to your heartbeat. And just allow your whole body to soften into that rhythm that is your heartbeat. All of this love and life that's constantly being pumped into you. Just allowing yourself to feel it, to soak in it. And if it feels like something you would like to do today, you can just let your hands find each other in a prayer position toward heart center. And just feel this pulse of your palms into each other, this pulse of your heart into your thumbs and your thumbs back into your heart. And just allowing yourself to take one final deep and full breath into the body, just letting yourself fill up to every corner and edge of you. As you then exhale and let go of anything you're ready to let go of, as you allow your head to gently bow. Just taking this moment to bow to the source of energy that allows all of our hearts to beat, whatever you believe that to be. Bowing to everyone else in this space who has listened and completed this practice right alongside you. And finally, bowing to yourself for choosing to show up today and for taking the time out of your busy life for this pure act of self-love and self-care. May this act continue to heal you through the rest of your days and nights. And may you bring the same love and understanding to everything you do and to everyone that you see. Thank you.